and welcome to the Creating a Kaizen Culture course. In this course, we're going to look at one of the most important elements of delivering a people-centric lean operating model into your organization, because it's about engaging everybody every day in Kaizen and improvement to the way they work, whether that be small or large. So we're not just focusing on the Kaizen events, the event-driven activity that leadership will on a less frequent basis initiate. That type of activity is extremely important because that is how we're going to make the breakthrough improvements that we wish to make. But what we also need is everybody in the organization every day to be focused on solving the smallest problems and then improving their processes to make them slightly better every single day. And when we have both of those elements in place, we're going to have created a Kaizen culture. So in this course, what we're going to look at is 5 different sections, and they'll take you through the course in a modular approach that will hopefully allow you on a demand-driven basis to take this course through from start to finish and get the most out of it. So the first element is the course introduction, which we're talking about now. We're then going to do an introduction to creating a Kaizen culture. After that, we'll go through the elements of creating a Kaizen culture itself. Then we'll do a summary to consolidate the learning from the course. And then finally, you'll undertake an assessment, and that assessment, successfully taken, which I'm sure it will be, will result in your certification. What we're going to do with the course is we're going to ask you to run through and really reflect on everything that we talk about, so that at the end of this, you should know a number of things which will give you the skills, the understanding, the knowledge to go and apply this in your organization. The first thing is we want you to understand what a Kaizen culture is. It's very important to understand what we really mean by that. It's a very well repeated term, Kaizen culture, but what does that actually mean? Why do you need to have a Kaizen culture? Why should you go to the time and effort of creating that Kaizen culture? How do we create that Kaizen culture? What is it you need to do to create that sustainably in your organization? How a Kaizen culture is going to help you to engage employees. It's a really important aspect of a lean operating model to have engaged employees, and a Kaizen culture is one of those key elements for doing that. How are we going to ensure that Kaizen and Kaizen events are complementary? I mentioned earlier, it can't just be about that event-driven Kaizen activity. It's got to be both Kaizen, everyday Kaizen, and Kaizen events. And how standards and problem solving are the basis for Kaizen. Kaizen are not just good ideas. They're not just improvements that somebody thinks would be better. They're the identification of a problem based upon the standard not being met, and then an improvement that creates that Kaizen, that new standard, that updated standard. We're also going to talk about what Mura, Muri, and Muda are. Anybody who's done our 8 ways of lean course will already have gone through this, but it's very good and very important to recap that so everybody understands what we mean by Mura, Muri, and Muda. And don't worry about those Japanese terms. We'll go into those in detail to make sure you fully understand them. And then finally, we're going to talk about the importance of problem solving and Kaizen. So by the end of this course, you should have a really thorough understanding of what a Kaizen culture really means. Now, in all of our courses, there are what we call the course imperatives, the things that you must do as the learner to really ensure that you get the most out of the course. So to get the most out of the course, it's crucial that you follow each lesson fully. We treat you as adult learners, so you can fast forward the videos if you choose to, you can skip the videos if you choose to. You're an adult, absolutely your choice, but I would suggest and recommend that you really take each of the lessons fully. Make notes of the most important elements of your learning. Download the slides for your reference. Use Handsight to reflect upon your learning. Apply your learning and keep learning and improving. And quite a unique feature of the Learning Academy is that you can download the slides. We're here to share our knowledge. We're here to help everybody to get better at leading with lean. So the Leading with Lean Academy, our Learning Academy, is there to really ensure that you're getting the most out of this. So allowing you to download the slides with the respect of the copyright on them is absolutely important so that you can get the most out of this learning experience. The last thing I'd like to say in the introduction is, please note, if you've not already, that there are subtitle options in the bottom right hand corner of the video. You can choose a number of different languages for your subtitles. This will act as a learning aid. They're AI generated, they're pretty good, but what you will notice is that some of the more esoteric language, some of the lean vocabulary may not be exactly understood and translated correctly. So please use them as a learning support, not necessarily as a precise translation. But the feedback I've had by people of multiple languages is that they work very, very well, and they will help you to follow the flow of each of the lessons. So please, by all means, turn those on. In the next lesson, we're going to get into that introduction to Kaizen. What is Kaizen all about, and what is a Kaizen culture?